Hey friends, welcome back to art class. If you can believe it, we only have a couple weeks of school left, which means we only have a couple weeks of art left, which is so crazy. Now is the time to make sure that you've completed all of your art assignments for this year. Not just your art assignments, but all your specials assignments and all the rest of your assignments. Make sure that you check and make sure you have them submitted before the end of the year comes, because it is going to come fast. For today's art lesson, we're just going to need two things, a piece of paper and a pencil. I'm going to start by turning my paper the long way side to side like this, and then I'm actually going to fold it in half, hot dog style. It's just going to make it a little bit easier for me in the end, because I really don't need a whole piece of paper for this project. Today we're going to do some practicing, and then next time we will start on our project. And today we're going to practice with something called a value scale. Value is an element of art, and it means how light or how dark something is. We've worked with value in the past with our pumpkin pie project and also our candy cane. Value has a lot to do with shading as well. So when you shade light and dark, you're shading light and dark values. Today, we're going to practice creating different values. That means we're going to practice creating different shades of light and dark. And we're going to create 5 different values, and we're going to create them on a value scale. This means that we're going to show even steps to get from light to dark. The first thing I want you to do, so usually I do boxes, but we won't do boxes today. We'll just kind of draw them in the middle of our paper. So on the left side of your paper, I want you to take your pencil and shade as light of a value as you possibly can. So as light as possible, push on your pencil and color. I like to hold my pencil to the side like this. When you hold it straight up and down, the pointy part of the pencil makes it be not so smooth shading. So hold your pencil to the side and very, very lightly just shade a little section. As light as you possibly can shade. Hopefully you can barely see mine on the screen, because that's how light it is. All right, now all the way to the right side of your paper, I want you to take your pencil and shade as dark as you possibly can. Be really careful not to break your pencil. It's possible to shade dark and not do that. To fill in that space, now I'm coloring side to side, and then I might switch and do up and down to get as dark as I possibly can. Okay, so now on our piece of paper we have our lightest value and we have our darkest value. Now we want to create some steps in between. I'm going to jump to the middle of my paper, and now I'm going to color a section that's a medium value, or right in between my lightest and my darkest value. So I'm just going to put a medium amount of pressure on my pencil. This value should be darker than this one and lighter than this one, but it should not look like those other ones, because we're trying to show 5 different values. Now that we have light, medium, and dark, we need to create 2 more values in the middle of these. So what we're going to do first is look in between these 2. I want to create a value that's darker than this one and lighter than this one, so right in the middle of these 2. When I'm trying to get a value in the middle of 2 values, I like to start by going really light, and then you can always make it a little bit darker if you need to. All right, I think that mine is done because it's darker than this one and it's lighter than this one. Another way that you can think about it is like a staircase or a ladder. On a staircase or a ladder, all of the steps are evenly spaced apart. If any steps are too close to each other, then you're going to fall down. Same thing with a value scale. You want to make sure that these are evenly spaced apart. I want to make sure that this is right in the middle of these 2, not too close to this one or too close to this one. My last value is going to be in between these ones. So I'm going to start by shading it the same color as the middle. Then I'll make it a little bit darker so that it can be in the middle of those two values. All right, I think I'm done because this box here is light or darker than this box, but lighter than this box. Now I have a value scale that goes from light to dark. Every time I move this way, I get a little bit darker. Once you're done with your value scale, please take a picture and upload it to Seesaw and then hang on to this for next week because it will help us with our project. Have a great week, everybody, and I will see you next time.